you know, one of the elements to create a valid contract is the person, promisor and promisee must have legal capacity. So legal capacity refer to ability. Okay, who are able to enter a contract, who can make a valid contract. Okay, so this is the provision under Section 10 Contracts Act 1950. Okay, according to Section 10, all agreements are contract if they are made by free consent and competence. Parties competence. So competency is according to legal capacity, and for free consent, we will discuss it next week. Okay. So section 11, every person is competent to make a contract. So who competent, who can make a contract? First, he is age of majority. Age of majority means 18 years old according to Malaysian law. Number 2, he must be sound mind, not insane. Okay, number 3, he must not disqualified from contracting. Okay, means he must not declared bankruptcy by the court. If he is bankruptcy, so he has no legal capacity to enter a valid contract. So here, 3 situation or 3 person, okay, can make a contract. First, he must be age of majority. Okay. Number 2, he must be sound mind. Number 3, he must not bankruptcy. So if he fulfill the promisee fulfill all these 3 requirements under Section 11, so he has legal capacity. Means he can make a valid contract. So what happened to the minors? Minors means below age of majority. Okay, now we will discuss age of majority. Okay, 18 years old. Means age of majority is 18 years old according to Age of Majority Act 1971. Okay, below 18 years old we call as minors or children's child. Okay, and according to the law, minors cannot create a valid contract. The rule is contract made by minors is void. Means if he is below 18 years old, he cannot make a valid contract. The contract is void. What is the effect of void contract? He cannot sue and cannot be sued in the court. Okay, and the case is Mohari Bibi versus Darmo Dasgos. Okay, according to this case, the contract not only void, but void ab initio means void from the beginning. So you can put star there for void ab initio. Okay, this one for part A, final exam. Void ab initio, what does it mean? Void of ab initio means void from the beginning, means no contract at all. And whatever benefit passed to the minors cannot be recovered. For example, the seller supply goods to the minor and the contract void. Okay, the seller, the supplier cannot sue the minor. One situation, he cannot sue the minor. Number 2, he cannot take back all the goods passed to the minors. Okay, this is the effect of case Mohari Bibi and Darmo Dasgos. Not G-H-O-S-T, G-H-O-S-E. Okay, in Malaysia we have case Leha binti Juso and Awang Johari bin Hashim, as well as the case of Tan Hijuan and Teh Bun Kiat. Both cases follow the case of Mohari Bibi Darmo Dasgos. Alright, you can turn on your microphone. Do you have any questions so far?
No.
Okay, boleh ya, faham ya, age of majority means 18 years old. Alright, but because this is general rule, so we have exceptions. Okay, you are familiar with exception. Means under these 5 situations, the contract valid. Tadi under general rule, contract made by minors void, isn't it? Okay, now under all 5 situations, contract made by minors are valid. So actually these 5 situations according to your syllabus. If you read textbooks, there are more than 5 situations or 5 circumstances. First is contract of marriage. Number 2 is contract for necessary. And if you refer to past year's examination question for problems-based question, okay, most of our popular question under contract for necessary. Okay, so you can put star there. Contract for necessary and contract for scholarship for problems-based question. problematic question. And then the other type of contract is contract of insurance and apprenticeships. Okay, now we go to the first one. This one for part A, the the multiple choice question. Contract of marriage valid even though the promisor or promisee is minor or are minors. So one party below 18 years old, but the contract is valid. Okay, what is your authority? Case Rajeshwari versus Balakrishnan. In this case, okay, Rajeshwari sue Balakrishnan because Balakrishnan refused to marry Rajeshwari. Okay, the parties were Ceylonese Hindus. A marriage agreement was made by their father. Their father and parents arranged this marriage. Okay, and then later on, the defendant Balakrishnan refused to marry Rajeshwari. And Rajeshwari, the plaintiff, sue for damages. Damages means compensation because under Ceylonese Hindus law, the dowry must be paid by the woman, by the girls to the future husband. So when Balakrishna refused to marry Rajeshwari, Rajeshwari sue for the compensation, includes all the dowry paid by Rajeshwari, pay back all the dowries according to Rajeshwari. But the defendant argued the contract void because they are minors. Okay, this is the defense made by Balakrishnan. Okay, in the court, according to the court, the contract of marriage was valid. Why? Because this is fall under exception. Okay, so if the minors or if one party is minor or both parties are minor, contract of marriage is still valid. Why? Because this fall under exception. Okay, what is the authority? The case of Rajeshwari and Balakrishnan. Okay, number two, the second exception is contract for necessary. Necessary means barang keperluan, necessary goods, services and education. Okay, necessary goods. Okay, but not all necessary goods create a valid contract because it depends on two tests. Look at the first test. We will look at the condition of life of a minor and the actual needs. Number two, we look at the nature of the goods or services supply. Okay, I can give you example here. Okay, the condition of life of a minor, for example, okay, A is student. A is a student, student. So the condition of life of a minor is he is a student. Okay, UITM student, for example. Okay, necessary. Okay, necessary good. Food necessary goods. Clothes, pakaian, necessary goods. Okay, foods, clothes, necessary goods. Okay, student, 16 years old, minor, order foods. Okay, RM, RM2, nasi lemak, for example. So the contract is valid. Why? Because goods, foods are necessary goods. Okay, necessary. Okay, condition of life of a minor are students. The nature of the goods or services supply, RM2 for nasi lemak. So contract valid. Another situation, okay, A is a student, 16 years old, minor. Okay, he order good RM, order food lah, RM 2,000 ringgit from hotel UITM. So the good supply, food tadi 2,000 ringgit. Okay, it's not actual needs, so the contract void. Okay, boleh?
Okay.
Okay. So look at the condition of life of a minor. Okay, very good. Okay, and number two, whether he or she really needs the good. If need the goods, yes, contract valid. If not, no needs the goods, so the contract void. Okay, here the application of test. If any problematic question, and then you have to apply and the application and problematic question, you have to apply the situation. You have to apply whether the goods necessary or not necessary. If it is necessary, contract valid. If not necessary, contract void. Okay, so to identify whether the good necessary or not necessary depends on these two situations, two tests. Alright, any question?
Madam,
Yeah.
so Rajeshwari can marry Balakrishnan although she is
Minor.
underage.
Yes.
Oh,
So if
okay.
one party breach of contract, okay, Rajeshwari, even though she is a minor, but
Uh-huh.
the contract valid. Why valid? Because this is fall under exception. 5 je contract valid. Contract for marriage, contract of marriage, contract for necessary, education, scholarship agreement.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, madam.
Another
Okay.
example, I give you example. Personal loan. Is that fall under exception?
No.
No. So for
Uh-uh.
personal loan, the contract is void because
Oh, I
not
see.
under exception.
Mm-mm.
Baik
Boleh ya?
Boleh,
Okay.
boleh, boleh.
Alhamdulillah. Alright. Contract for necessary. Any question? Test ni faham test?
Faham.
So makanan tadi, food, yes, necessary. But if it is so expensive, dia jadi not necessary. Okay, baju, clothes, dress. Baju kurung for this coming Hari Raya, for example. You order baju kurung for this coming Hari Raya. So baju kurung is necessary goods, isn't it? RM 20 ringgit, yes, contract valid. But if the baju kurung is 2,000 ringgit, is it valid or void?
Void.
Void.
Yes, very
Why?
good, void. Why? Because it is not necessary.
Not necessary.
Not
Ah,
necessary.
alright.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, another situation. Okay, tapi this situation so far tak adalah dalam problematic question. Another situation. Alright. Okay, Siti Nurhaliza, 16 years old, minor, isn't it?
Yes.
And she is a very popular singer and successful businesswoman. So condition of life of a minor, successful businesswoman, very popular singer. She order dress for 2,000 ringgit. Nak perform di mana? Royal Albert London. Okay,
Wow.
so the contract valid because condition of life of a minor, Siti
Oh.
Nurhaliza, businesswoman, very successful singer, for example. So two condition of life of a minor, boleh?
Boleh.
Alright, very good. Now, Nash and Inman. Nash and Inman, okay, close. Pakaian, necessary. But in the case of Nash and Inman, the tailor sue a minor, okay, for 11 fancy weight coats. Not only one, not two, but 11. Okay, the minor was an undergraduate at Cambridge University, so the contract void. Because 11 fancy weight coats are not necessary to a student's life of a minor. Okay, case Keppel against Cooper. This one, funeral for her deceased husband was necessary. Pengkebumian husband, necessary. Okay, case the Francisco and Barnum. Lesson or training, valid. A lesson or training to be a teacher, for example, valid. To be a chef, valid. Why? For the purpose of education of a minors. Same as in the case of Doyle and White City Stadium, a minor who agreed to undergo a training to be a boxer, also valid. Okay, so Nash and Inman, closes. Keppel Cooper, case Keppel and Cooper, funeral for her deceased husband. The Francisco and Barnum, Doyle White City Stadium, this one, training or lesson. Education purpose, also valid. Okay, then claim for necessary. This is according to section 69. Okay, according to these sections, okay, if a person incapable of entering into the contract, okay, here lah, I give you example lah. Ali is a minor. He is 15 years old. Okay, contract for necessary valid. Ali has one wife. The wife 12 years old. and 2 kids, for example, kids 6 months and 1 year, for example lah. So Ali make a contract for his wife as well as for 2 children. The contract valid because he has to support wife and children, even though all are minors. And then the supplier only can claim for reasonable price. The supplier can claim if the goods are had been supplied. So if the goods has not been supplied, not yet, so the supplier cannot claims. And then the last one, the supplier must claim reasonable price only. Okay, so these are according to section 69 Contract Act 1950. Boleh, ada apa nak tanya? Any question regarding section 69?
Madam,
Ya.
ada yang tak dapat masuk. Ada yang tak dapat masuk.
Oh, kejap ya. Nur Farisha. Okay, dah. Intan Syuhada, yes. Iza, yes. Nur Amira. Amir Farhan, why? Amir Farhan left the meeting.
Sorry madam, tadi ada orang call.
Okay, so now all 41 members. We have 50 plus students. Where are the rest of your friends? Okay. Amir, you can turn off your camera to save data. Yeah, turn off camera untuk save data. Me too, I turn off my camera. Okay, section 69, any question? Section 69, please refer your notes, your notes. This is the provision. Okay, alright, then contract for scholarship. So we have done contract for necessary. Boleh ya? Contract for necessary, there are 2 tests. And for cases, you just you don't have to memorize because all the assessments are open book tests, open book quiz. Okay, but at least you, I hope all of you understand all the cases. If there is any question, you can choose any one case only. Put star there, you put star there, choose one case only. Okay, contract for necessary. Define what is necessary, okay, explain 2 tests and choose one case to support your argument. Alright, now contract of scholarship. Okay, scholarship agreement is under section 4, subsection A, Contract Amendment Act 1946. Look at the wording used. Okay, if you can refer your manual, okay, look at the wording used. No scholarship agreement shall be invalidated. Okay, invalidated means void. But the word used is no. No scholarship agreement shall be invalidated on the ground that the scholar is a minor. What does it mean? This means all scholarship agreement valid even though the scholar is a minor. Okay, this is the wording used by the parliament. No scholarship agreement shall be invalidated. Means no scholarship agreements void. Okay, so the section 4, subsection A actually provide that all scholarship agreements valid even though the scholar is a minor. Example of scholarship agreement: award, loans, sponsorship, appointmentship for the course of study, your PTPTN, for example, scholarship agreement. Okay, and the agreement is void, even though the minor, okay, the scholar is a minor. So we have case, the case is Government of Malaysia and Gurcharan Singh. Okay, in this case, Gurcharan Singh signed scholarship agreement with the Government of Malaysia, and the Government of Malaysia agreed to sponsor Gurcharan Singh to be a teacher. Okay, and with the agreement that the terms of the contract, the agreement consists that after graduation, Gurcharan Singh must work with the government. Okay, so in this case, after graduation, Gurcharan Singh worked with the government but for 3 years only, and then Gurcharan quit, berhenti, because he want to join private college. That's why Government of Malaysia sue Gurcharan Singh and claim 11,500 ringgit. Okay, and Gurcharan refused to pay. According to Gurcharan, when I signed the agreement, I was a minor. Is that correct? Okay, contract of scholarship is fall under exception, so the contract is valid. Okay, and the court ordered Gurcharan Singh to pay back to the government of Malaysia. Boleh? Okay, contract of scholarship is valid. What is the case? Government of Malaysia and Gurcharan Singh. Okay, the other contracts are contract of insurance. Okay, and apprenticeship means contract for training. Okay, before the contract of employment law, we have a training process. For example, we call as the contract of apprenticeship. Okay, so that's all for minors. Do you have any question for minors?
No, madam.
Okay, you can turn on your microphone, your mic, and ask question if you have any question. Do you have any question? Boleh ya? So contract
Boleh.
of scholarship
Boleh.
valid. So again, to summarize, contract made by minors void, but there are exception, means contract made by minors are valid if contract of marriage, contract for necessary goods, okay, contract of scholarship, okay, sign scholarship agreement, valid. Contract of insurance also valid. Okay, then for sound mind, please refer to your books, your notes. Sound mind, what is sound mind? Sound mind means he is insane, gila. So if a person is unsound mind, the contract void. Okay, because of section 11 tadi ya. He must be age of majority, he must be sound mind and not bankruptcy. Section 12 regarding sound mind. Okay, but okay, a patient in a mental hospital. Okay, a patient in mental hospital means he is insane, isn't it? Dah duduk mental hospital, of course he is insane, unsound mind. But during the sanity, when he is okay, he can create a valid contract. When he is not okay, okay, the contract void. Okay, another situation, a sane man, he is okay, but okay, he is so drunk, for example, mabuk, so the contract void. Okay, that is under section 12. Okay, last is not disqualified, is not bankruptcy. Okay, the court will declare someone as bankruptcy if he unable to pay his debt. Tak boleh bayar hutang, unable to pay his debt, so the contract void. Okay, because he is bankruptcy. But the exception still applicable for unsound mind and bankruptcy tadi. Okay, all the exception. But the exception excluded from your syllabus for sound mind and not disqualified by law. You have to know exception for minus, okay, contract for necessary, minus contract for necessary, contract of marriage and scholarship agreements. Boleh? Okay, for problems-based question, if any problematic question, how to answer the problem-based question? First, you have to identify the issue. Okay, number two, you have to explain the principle of law. Number three, you have to apply the situations. And the last one, you have to conclude your discussion. Okay, let's say if you refer to your books, your manual, at page 35, there are two tutorial questions there. Okay, and tips, tips final exam. Okay, or tips for open book assessment. Okay, we have no final exam, but we have final assessment. Final assessment here means you can refer books. It is open book test. Okay, if the age of the parties is stated there, means this is under legal capacity. Okay, this is under legal capacity. For example, okay, problem-based question or past year's examination question. Sarah, a 15-year-old student. So you know 15-year-old, this question is under legal capacity. Question number two, Rizal, age 17. So you know 17. Okay, so this is also under age of majority. Okay, any question? Please turn on your microphone and ask question. Ada soalan apa? 42 students. Boleh? Any question?
No, madam.
Ya. Ya. Aha. Aha. Yes. And the exception is So the doctor will examine his ability, his mental, whether he is okay or not okay while he signing the agreement. There must be evidence there. For example, the witness, isn't it? Witnesses, saksi-saksi untuk dia sign the agreements. Okay, so if this is the court case, the court will ask the witnesses to give testimony or to give evidence in the court, as well as the doctors, any medical practitioner. Okay, tadi if he is insane, He is a mental hospital, Tanjung Rambutan lah katakan He is in a mental hospital in Tanjung Rambutan Hospital. So the contract made by this insane person is void. But sometimes, end of the month, for example, he is okay. So the contract is valid. Who will test his legal capacity, his status of mind, his mental status? The doctor will examines the mental of this unsound mind person. Lagi, any question? Yes. That one fall under contract of employment law. Contract of employment, 16 years old valid. But this one is excluded from your syllabus. Kita ada satu lagi law of contract, contract of employment, pekerjaan. Under law of contract of employment law, if a person is 16 years old, he can enter a valid contract of employment. If below 16 years old, under the approval of his custody lah, parents ke, mother ke, father ke. Actor for example, artis below 18, below 16 years old kan. All the liabilities to their guardians or the parents. The parent will sign all the agreement on behalf of these minors. But very good lah your question. Betul, boleh. So we have one more contract law, contract of employment, which is excluded from this syllabus. Tak ada. Baik, kalau part A, which of the following is valid contract? So A, B, C, D, maybe a contract of necessary, scholarship, marriage, insurance. For part A, but not for part B. Part B, contract of necessary and scholarship only. Untuk part B, contract for necessary and contract for scholarship only. Okay, especially for problems-based question. Okay, untuk next week, we will discuss free consent. Free consent, there are so many sections, there are so many cases. So I will prepare the PowerPoint slide for you, and at the same time, you can refer your manual, your books, and you can jot down notes there. Okay, so you have to read first. Okay, before we conduct the lecture and discussion. Next week, free consent ni baca dulu. Boleh?
Boleh.
Okay, for legal, for intention, boleh intention? Intention?
Boleh.
Okay, alhamdulillah, alright. Legal capacity for so far, alhamdulillah. Okay, if you discuss past year's examination question, let's say you prepare past year's examination question, you can show me your draft of answer. Through WhatsApp group for example, or you PM madam personally, at any time. Means not during lecture and tutorial according to our timetable. Tak perlu ikut masa tu. For exercises you can share at any time. I can check your answer, especially for the draft. Please share your draft first before you answer the question. Okay, any question? Yeah. Nature of goods. Okay. Can you give me example of necessary goods? Barang keperluan. What are example of necessary goods? Bagi je lah apa example. Foods, yes, foods. Okay, food necessary goods. Yes. Kalau order RM2 nasi lemak for example, the contract valid. But if it is not necessary, okay, RM200 order from hotel UITM. So the contract void because RM200 is very expensive, not reasonable with the condition of life of a minor and his or her actual needs. Tak perlu sampai RM200. Sama dengan pakaian tadi, closes. Pakaian RM20 valid but RM2,000 dress for this coming hari raya, so the contract void. Yes. Yes. Who is the minor? Yes. Who is the minor? Tapi kalau minor tadi, Siti Nurhadiza, 16 years old, a very popular singer and a successful businesswoman. Contract valid. Because condition of life of a minor tadi. Okay, but if he is, Ali is a student for example. So contract void. Yang tu the condition of life of a minor. And actual needs means whether she or he really needs the goods. Tengok ke case Nash and Irman tadi, dia order baju 11. Kalau kita kata 1 may be valid, isn't it? But if 11 fancy weight coats, according to the court, it's the contract not valid. Yes, but reasonable price. Yes. Yes. Very good. Means you can know the difference between necessary and not necessary goods. Okay, sebab dia tu depends on two tests. Okay, very good.
Faham.
Okay, Alhamdulillah faham. Yes. What is the effect of the contract? Yes.
Mak bapak.
Yes. This is example of past year's examination question. The contract is void. Kalau tengok kes Muhari Bibi Darmodas Ghost, Tan Leha binti Juso, Awang Johari bin Hashim, Tan Hijuan Ente Bun Kiat, whatever benefit passed to the minors cannot be recovered. Tadi supplier dah deliver dah 11 iPhone 11 Pro for example, deliver to minors. The supplier cannot take the phone from the minors. The right of the supplier. The supplier has no right. He cannot sue the minors. He cannot take back the goods from minors. Actually, your question is example of past year's examination question. Beli handset, very expensive. The supplier or the seller deliver the handset to the minors, and now the supplier want to sue the minors. The answer is contract void. The supplier has no right to sue the minor. The supplier has no right to take the phone from the minors. Trust apa your argument with Muhari Bibi dan Modas Ghost? Yes. Yes, this is to protect minors. Ada banyak kes ya selain Leha binti Juso, kes Awang Johari ni, kes Tan Hijuan Tebun Kiat. There are so many cases on children's. Tapi let's say lah, another example, this is also past year's examination question. Minors dia belajar apa, IT for example, order laptop for example for RM1,000. So it is necessary or not necessary depends on your argument. Okay, contoh dia belajar IT, of course laptop is necessary. Okay, sometimes okay, for you to answer the question there is no yes or valid or void, yes or no question or valid or void effect. It depends on your argument. For example, you apply the case, you apply the two situation, you apply the test, okay, and apply under applications before you advise the parties. Lagi? Okay. Look at the condition of the competition. Tengok syarat-syarat competition. If it is for minors, for example, and it is no restriction, tak ada halangan for the minors to apply, so the minor can claims. If according to the competition, this competition only valid for a person who is age of majority, for example, dia tulis dah situ. Only the person who attain age of majority can enter this competition. So the contract with this minors void. The agreement ataupun the criteria or the requirement ke, the condition ke, look at all those conditions. Kalau the condition is silent, contoh dia tak ada pun, there is no condition who can enter or who can join the competition, so the minor can sue based on the agreement. So itu adalah competition dan ia adalah maybe a necessary competition ke, look at the type of the competition. Kalau judi contohnya kan, gambling, so not valid. It depends on the what we call as depends on the circumstances of the cases or the situation of the case. Okay, competition tadi apa jenis, apa what is the kind of competition, for example. Okay, lagi?
Medium sama.
Dah tolak satu. Ya dah, ada betul. Bang. Cakap dia kisah dia tanya je dah macam mana.
Ya.
Madam, yang
Adam, yes.
Siti Nurhaliza tu explain balik boleh tak? Saya tak faham
Okay, contoh tadi whether the contract is necessary or not necessary, dia ada depends on two test kan, tengok dua test. Okay, first look at the condition of life of a minor. One situation, Ali 15 years old as a student. Itu satu keadaan. Another situation, Siti Nurhaliza 16 years old tapi she is a very popular singer. She is a very successful businesswoman. So the contract to buy dress RM2,000 valid. Sebab condition of life of a minor tadi.
Oh, okay. Even if kalau dia kaya pun still boleh lagi sebab dia minor. Still valid.
Contract valid, yes.
Oh,
Means
okay.
kalau kaya, they can buy or order expensive goods, no problem.
Oh, okay.
Kalau dia adalah student, dia order expensive goods, not necessary, contract void.
Oh, okay, faham.
Walaupun tadi contoh dia order baju. Budak sekolah tadi order baju, Siti Nurhaliza order baju. Dua-dua baju necessary goods. But condition of life of a minor. Okay, student tadi not necessary. Siti Nurhaliza of course necessary. Because dia nak perform dekat mana, London for example.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you, madam.
Welcome. Yes, Atika. Contract valid, but ada dalam kita tak belajar lagi discharge of contract. Dalam discharge of contract, I refer to your example yang rumah tadi terbakar for example. Okay, tu bawa discharge of contract. In certain situation, the contract is discharged. Discharge means the contract is void. contract is terminated because something happen. Kita tak masuk lagi discharge of contract. Macam mana contract boleh ditamatkan discharge? One of the reason is tadi tu lah accident ke, beli rumah terbakar ke, so the contract is discharged. The contract is terminated. The contract boleh dibatalkan. Tu tak masuk lagi. But very good lah. Nanti kita akan tengok the situations.
Okay, madam. Saya
Okay.
keluar dulu, madam.
Alright.
Terima kasih,
Okay,
madam.
okay. Welcome. Welcome. Waalaikumsalam.
Assalamualaikum.